All right, I guess that's it. I think I am actually up. Hold on. And I think we are here. Oh, shit. What did I do? All right, let's try this again. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Go ahead and I guess we'll get started. Nobody's here, but that's okay. Part of the live is so we can put this up for Tuesday. So I'm using a render paper by Crescent. This stuff's awesome. It's expensive as shit, but it's well worth it. Hey, what's up, Excite? If anybody has any questions, feel free to holler. Just kind of doodling around right now trying to find the character. Who knows? We might get tired of this. And I have yet to watch Nosferatu yet. I really want to watch it. I've been meaning to. I sit down every day going, I need to, but I keep forgetting. What's funny though is I love the Murnau version. I'm a huge fan of that one. Hey there, Scout. But yeah, H.W. Murnau made that was such a great movie. Have you watched Shadow of the Vampire, the one with Willem Dafoe playing Max Schreck? It's kind of based around the myths on the Nosferatu movie or the old Murnau version. So what we're doing right now is I'm actually sketching everything in with a just an alcohol marker. That's why I like this paper specifically. Because check this out, I'm soaking this, and yes, Shadow of the Vampire is amazing. I'm soaking this, and you can't. There's no bleed through on that. And these are alcohol markers. They're awesome. But yeah, no, that Shadow of the Vampire is such an amazing movie. I can't recommend it high enough. And if you haven't seen the old Nosferatu movie, man, you're in for a treat. It's such a great movie. At least if you like silent movies. I'm kind of weird like that. Ugh, I don't know. Do you guys? I'm not feeling this pose yet. I think we're gonna do something a little different. Hang on, guys. Yeah, no, we're gonna just flip paper. There we go. Let's try this again. Excuse me. And whenever I'm wanting to be loose, I try to choke back as much as I can. It forces you to be loose. If you want to get into comics, honestly, You figure it out and you let me know. I think honestly, it depends on what type of comics you're wanting to do. Um, I've had a couple of friends that did web comics and were pretty successful at it. I never managed to get into the comic industry at all. I tried, I wanted to, but man, there was just no way. um, I don't have the patience to draw the same characters over and over. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, I found honestly my niche was tattooing. And I got more into tattooing, more into figuring out how to make things work on people. And I don't think I could begin to tell you how to make it in the comics industry. Sorry, I wish I could give you a better answer. Um, I think you are dead. Let's go to another one. I love these Olo markers, though. Oh, yeah, that one's definitely got a little more juice in it. And what I'm doing is really just kind of finding my shapes, finding my form. Hello, Scout. How are you doing? Yeah, no, they are an absolute chore. I am horrible about doing comics. Like the worst. My patience level is just ridiculous. And you really have to have a lot of patience to get into that stuff. No, that's why that had so much juice in it. So where are you from, Excite? Oh, thank you so much. I'm just trying my best. It's all anybody can do, right? Oh, that's really cool. I've never been. I sailed through there when I was much younger, but I never actually made it over that way. What I'm doing right now is literally just trying to get the forms in. Nothing really major. We're not trying to do anything too extreme. Just trying to fix anatomy as we see it. Like right there, didn't like that. Let's. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Actually, I think there's a comic artist I follow. He does Gangland All Stars, but I think that's out of Thailand. So I could be wrong. I came across the book at a show a long time ago, and I absolutely loved it. I really need to find book two now because I had so much fun. It was such a fun read. Let's There we go. Now we can start kind of digging into some pencils. I just wanted to make sure I had enough there so I could see what the hell I was doing. Sometimes the easiest way to do that is to try to be as loose as humanly possible. All right. Let's see. We're going to start in. And if you like watching me draw, if you like talking art with me, feel free to join my Discord. I just really got it started the other day. If you're not already a member, I'd love to see you over there. Ugh. Oh, awesome! Yeah, please do. if you want to join, I think the link is actually in my channel profile. You can just go there and yeah, get on in. And feel free to share all the art you want. I love seeing everybody's art. It makes me feel like I'm not alone in the world. And we have a couple of really good members in there already, and I really love seeing critiques. I love seeing criticism. I just anything that can make all of us better as artists, as people, as a community. So literally, yeah, what we're doing now is just kind of getting everything drafted in. Once we do this, I'll probably take a little break. You'll just have to sit and stare at this because, I'm being lazy. Hey, everybody, if you have questions, feel free to holler. I'm just sitting here doodling on a Dracula, or a Dracula pinup, I should say. All right, I think we got our sketch down at least. So now I'm trying to figure out if I want to do pen and ink or if I want to do, I don't know. What do y'all think? Should we ink and color it? So I'm going to go take a quick break and we'll kind of see what happens for a second. I knew how to pause this thing. I guess I'm going to have to leave y'all here for a second. So, give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Give me about 10 minutes. All right, I'm still around, I promise. So let's see, where are we at on this inking and coloring thing? Well, I guess we're going to end that poll there. It looks like I'm inking and coloring. Alrighty. Let's find my ink pens. How's that sound? All right. So let's see. And then I'll pull you because you never know when you'll come in handy. All right. So just to kind of show you, we're using the, try to just focus it in. It's the Faber-Castell Pit pens. Nothing too fancy, but you know, they do the job. Take my hat off. It's a little warm in here. Well, I guess we went out of bounds there. That's okay. We can make that work, right? Nope, we got one ear bigger than the other, so we're gonna have to fix that up a little bit. That's okay though. Get my mouse out of the way so I can focus on inking. So the inking part of this is actually pretty easy. I say easy, it's more straightforward. That's a better way to put it. I'm not trying to get everything perfect because perfect is an illusion. It's the worst illusion you can go under. So what I'm trying to do is just focus on making everything look as good as I can. There are guys out there that ink that, holy crap, just blow me away. I wish I could be in that pantheon of pen and ink artists, but, well, let's just say I know my limitations. And I constantly move mine around. It just makes things a little easier for me to find what I'm looking for. And normally, whenever I switch from pencils to pen and ink, I tend to get a little bit more controlled. I need to actually try to be a little more energetic in my line work, but I do what works for me. And part of that is that old tattooer kind of drifting in, where everything has to be kind of perfect. Or at least crafted perfectly. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I feel like I'm a pretty good craftsman. I'm going to give her a little bit of dimples there. Just realized y'all seeing the back of my bald ass head. She's a vampire. We got to have the little fangs in there, right? There are probably some obvious anatomical mistakes in here, but that's okay. What we're trying to do is just make a fun image. I'm not really trying to make it perfect. And now we're moving up. Same thing, the pit artist pen. I'm just moving to a 7 now. And what we're going to do now is hit some of these lines that I really want to bring out. So like right here. Leave those alone, but we are going to come through here. Kind of sculpt out where that kind of cuts in here. hold this down. It keeps fighting with me. The only problem with drawing with a drawing in a book like this is they like to lay flat, but there are times when it just does not want to cooperate with you. And then you get sloppy lines. Gotta love sloppy lines. But we have at least enough of that down where we can move into, say, a Pentel pocket brush. It's probably one of my favorite tools in my arsenal. And literally all I'm doing right now is just trying to get as much in as I can so we can move in the color. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm already kind of figuring out what colors I'm going to do. Always try to have a plan ready because you never know. You need to learn how to pivot. I think pivoting as an artist is probably one of the biggest biggest skills you can learn. You know, things don't go according to plan. If something happens and things don't go exactly the way you want it to, you got to learn how to pivot and move around, figure out how to still make it pleasing to the eye, but not necessarily completely off from your original vision. Also, being left-handed, man, sometimes it's a pain in the butt because I will, if I'm not careful, I will end up with a handful of graphite or I will have wet ink all over the side of my hand. Just kind of part of the process. All right. So as you can tell, we're getting the areas with the heaviest blacks. I always like to start black first because that gives me all of my heaviest shadows. I know exactly how my lighting's going to go, all of that from my heavy blacks. And I'm not doing anything real fancy. I'm just trying to get the black in right now. Since we are shifting towards color, I am allowing myself to not necessarily pay much attention to a lot of value here. Most of the value will end up in the colored pencils. This is literally just getting the darkest areas in. And if there is a representative from the Crescent Paper Company that is sitting here watching this, if y'all ever want to send me render books, I will happily take them. I love these things. Again, they're a little on the pricey side, but man, worth every penny. You don't need it, and I will never say you need anything that costs a lot of money to make art. This just makes it a little easier and a little more convenient. If you've watched any of my other broadcasts, any of my other videos, you know I am a big fan of cheap art supplies. And if you guys ever want, at some point, I can break out the nibs and the brushes and all the fancy inking supplies. Right now, this is just the quick and the dirty. Hope y'all understand. Wow, chat, y'all are awful quiet. Have anything to say? Anything fun? Any good stories? Let me know. Let me hear them. Otherwise, y'all just sitting there watching me silently color or silently ink. That being said, if y'all ever want to watch me go live more, please let me know. So I'm actually kind of enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. We might have to start doing this more often. And for some reason, right now, I have Steve Winwood stuck in my head. It's like the most random music. I'm not even a huge Steve Winwood fan. Just for some reason, his music is stuck in my head right now. I would sing, but trust me, I think I'd drive away more live viewers doing that than I would with my art. There's a reason I draw and not make music. So if any of you ever, get really into doing a lot of pen drawings, all of that stuff, you should send me pictures of your ink kits, like how you store them, all of that stuff, because mine's in an old first aid kit bag. Well, not old, it's actually pretty new. I just found it, and it's really cool. I like it. But I love seeing all of the ingenious and interesting ways people store their art kits. It can be fun. I tell you what. All right, so now she is inked. Kind of cool, right? I hope. Maybe. Oh, wait. No, I forgot something. Why didn't y'all tell me? Let's go here. Need to give her her big thigh-high boots, right? Every vampire should have thigh-high boots. I don't care he, she, or they. Thigh-high boots always make vampires look cooler. Now I need to go. Now I need to go out and draw a dude vampire with big thigh-high boots on. How about this? If y'all want that next video, I'll drop a comment and let me know. I'll do it. Don't tempt me. But yeah, see, old first aid kit. Well, old. I say old. I got this at Target the other day, and man, it's fun. I keep all my drawing stuff in here, and it lets me keep them all kind of organized and where it needs to be. All right, so now we do color. I do not need these up here. Hopefully y'all hear me. So normally what I like to do with color is with alcohol markers, I always try to use the boldest color or the lightest colors first. So, you know, your pinks, that sort of thing. And I try to group things out into threes. I don't know if that's just me or what, but that seems to work best for me. And like I said, we're using alcohol markers. Just, I feel like with alcohol markers, they're a little bit quicker. You can get a little bit more done in a more efficiently. The brand I'm using is a brand called Olo. They are probably one of my favorites. I really like them. What I sketched with, or sorry, I sketched these with Olo markers. My what I'm using here are Ohuhus. Some of the goofiest names, I'm telling you, but they're good little markers, and they do what I'm looking for. So if they're going to do what I'm looking for, why not use them, right? So since we're doing Dracula, and I don't like doing vampires skin toned, because to me that always seems kind of weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a little bit of pink in through here, because I want eventually her cape to be red. I don't know why, but that's just what kind of calls to me, eh? And actually, my ADHD ass, I'm starting to remember, we got a lot of colored pencil, or a lot of undertone with markers, so, and I didn't bother to erase. So this is going to get real muddy real quick, but that's okay, because we can work with this. I'm mainly just sketching. I wanted to kind of get a drawing for you guys, because, you know, we're getting into spooky season. I'll probably put another poll up this weekend kind of see what you guys want to see next time around. And man, this camera is really dulling out the marker colors. That's okay though. I'll try to get a good picture of it, and hopefully y'all can see it there. And again, one of the reasons I really like this render paper is no bleed. I love the lack of bleeding on this. It's made by the Crescent Corporation or company or whatever. I hate calling corporations and all that anyways. But they're good little markers. Or it's good paper. These are good little markers too, though. Sorry if I'm being quiet, guys. If anybody has any questions, by all means, shoot them to me. I'd love to answer anything. If you have any comments, if you tell, hey, if it's sucking, let me know. And sometimes, and I don't recommend doing this a lot, but you can use to kind of half-ass blend it out a little bit better. That didn't really help, but, you know, we can dream sometimes. Probably should have left that pink out. Oh well. Sometimes you just got to keep going and keep moving. And you just work until you're happy with it, or until it's done. Usually those kind of coincide for me. If I'm happy with it, that's when it's done. If I'm not happy with it, I keep kind of plugging away until I am. Or sometimes, I was talking about this in my Friday video, setting timers. Setting timers really helps. I didn't do that today because, well, I wanted to just keep going. And then you guys screwed it all up and said you wanted color. So now we got the reds in. Except for right in here, I want to give her a little bit of color right in her nose and her cheeks. Just a little bit, not a lot. In fact, that was probably a little too much. Let's see if we can kind of thin some of that out. Just a little bit. Oh, wow, I just made a big old mess, didn't I? I guess we are going to be using some colored pencil today. Yep, I done screwed up, boys and girls. Let's see how that comes out later. Let's see, what do I got here? These are blue grays, right? Yep, these are the blue grays I was looking for. All right. Hey, I think these cool grays are going to save it. Ha ha! We'll find out here in a minute. There's a couple of ways you can do this kind of stuff. I prefer to shade. I swear the Arkansas is coming out in me, guys. I prefer to shade in and flatten out some areas while keeping some areas with a little bit of depth. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. I'm not looking for realistic renders. I'm looking for just something fun, something I can kind of play with. This art is not meant for human consumption. Literally, I'm just drawing to draw to get an idea out of my head so I can move on to something else if I want. Also, I like drawing this stuff because you guys like watching me, or at least I hope you do. Haha, thanks. Yeah, that save was a, whew. Hi, Alyssa, I didn't even notice you were in here. How are you doing? Nice. You'll have to show me what you're drawing. Join my Discord. Share it, please. I'd love to see what you've got going on. All right, let's do the deepest of the deep now. Alright, are these the blue-grays? Let's get the blue-grays out of the way, get them off the table so I don't see them and accidentally grab them. So these two are what I'm getting for my white shading. Not a lot of white in here, but enough that I feel like it needs something. And as I'm looking at it, I don't think it needs the deeper. So we're going to leave that alone. But I am going to come through with a little bit of blue into some of this stuff. Because, believe it or not, this is only the second layer. I'm actually going to be coming through with some colored pencils here in a minute, just to kind of tighten things up a little more. Because that's how we roll. Well, okay, that's not how I roll. I'm actually pretty lazy, so I'm going above and beyond for you guys. All right. So let's see. See, I've got a little white pen in here. Yes, I do. Cool. Oh, don't tell me you stopped working. Oh, you better be working. Yeah, there you go. All right. Whew, that made me a little nervous. For just a quick drawing, it's actually kind of turning out neat. I might have to develop this further. You guys might have to recommend some more shit for me. I hope this doesn't look like garbage, guys, but I think we might actually be done. I was going to break out colored pencils, but honestly, I kind of like how this is looking with just the markers and the little white highlighter. Although we do need, just grab this. This is one of my Royal Talons. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a bright ass. There we go. Get that. I should have gotten those when Joann's was still open. Oh well. Do what you can with what you got, right? That's what I've always heard. Thank you so much. Not going to go too hard and heavy with the purples because I don't want to do too much with it, but I wanted to kind of pull the attention away from some of this stuff. So we're going to go in and again, a lot of this stuff, it's just kind of working on pivots, learning how to pivot. And I think we are coming to a close here. Not because there couldn't be more that is done to it, but because I feel like it's done. You know, and sometimes when it's done, it's done. I thought about using colored pencils, but honestly, I like the way the markers are looking. I kind of like how scratchy and rough this all is. I'm just going to put a few little stars. Maybe a little crescent moon in the background. And there we go. I think we got us a little Dracula girl. What do y'all think? Yep, that moon was garbage, but hey, it's a moon, right? All right. So, guys, that was it. I actually I really enjoyed this. I think we're going to have to live stream some more in the future, especially now that I'm getting a setup that I'm comfortable with. If you like this, if you're watching this in the VOD, please like, subscribe, comment. Tell me if I suck. Tell me if I'm great. Tell me if I'm lukewarm. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, anything like that, drop them in comments below. Subscribe if you liked it. Click the bell if you want to watch more of this stuff. And again, thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the chat.